It's like a little Eden. Swirling orchards of lemons, avocados, apricots, and dozens of other fruit trees, and rows of organic vegetables. Sheep and lambs just a couple weeks old. Pigs being pigs. A few cattle and more than a few chickens roaming free. This is Apricot Lane Farms near Moore Park, about an hour north of Los Angeles. John Chester and his wife Molly are the owners.
We grow about 80 different types of orchard trees.
80?
Wow. And about 100 different types of vegetable crops.
A couple hundred acres of mainly orchards, cultivated with no pesticides, no insecticides, no herbicides. But this farm goes beyond organic. It's aligned with the dynamics of nature. For example, when the cover crops in the orchard get too tall, these guys will take care of it in a day, leaving something behind as natural fertilizer. And the chickens are about more than eggs.
Well, the chickens do a number of things. They help to keep our fly population down. They help to break up the manure piles that are out there that are left behind and scatter that around.
But the most important asset of this farm is not the animals or the vegetables or even the orchards. It's this, the soil.
And you can see all the different sort of root structure and worms and little bugs and the porosity of this soil. And you can smell it. That's the most important thing.
Oh, that's so fresh.
Yeah, it's all about the soil, because ultimately the soil is the grand alchemizer. It turns the dead things back into live things. And it does it in the most healthy way that is so complex that soil scientists even don't fully understand the complexities.
Apricot Lane Farms has turned hard, dry dirt into some of the richest soil in California.
The most important thing to us in building healthy soil is organic matter. And organic matter is this little plant right here and the roots of that plant. This leaf, this broken stick. When you're talking about building soil, like right here, as this cover crop lays down on top of the soil, you can see what's starting to happen.
Oh, it's a whole net of organic material.
And so this is the trampled by the sheep, say, 3 months ago. And then
Really? Sheep are here?
Yeah, 3 months ago. And then this is the grass that was trampled by the sheep 6 months ago. And you can see it's turned back into dirt, or more importantly, soil.
Wow.
And that's how soil's built. It's built from the top.
Organic.
From the top down, from this stuff. That's what we want.
It's called regenerative farming.
We're farming in a way that allows the system to regenerate itself. And I think that that's a long-term goal.
Since industrial agriculture began in the 50s, our soil has been steadily and dramatically depleted. It's overplowed and not allowed to replenish itself. With natural nutrients lost, the soil has to be drenched with man-made fertilizers and pesticides. Scientists have found that our fruits and vegetables contain fewer nutrients today than they did a few decades ago. And they warn our depleted and eroded soil will not be able to produce enough food for a growing world population unless we start allowing our soil to recover and replenish itself. And that's what they do here.
Our goal here is to eventually have a self-contained ecosystem that does not require us to bring in outside inputs in order to grow food.
The difference is visible. Look at these orchards. The ground is full of wildflowers, grasses, even weeds. Compared to this, the familiar orchard with nothing but bare ground between the trees.
Everything here is being grown with a purpose. We grow legumes to cycle nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen out of the atmosphere. That's free nitrogen fertilizer for us. And then if you're going to have bees, you got to have things to feed the bees. And so, having pollinator food is really, really important. When some people come out here who run orchards that run them in maybe a more conventional way, they think this looks like neglect, but this is the idea of how you build soil.
Another difference, many big farms use monoculture, growing a single crop over hundreds of acres. Here, those 80 different kinds of fruits and vegetables, they're all grown on only 213 acres. The result? An ecosystem interwoven with diversity. As if all this weren't enough, rich, healthy soil does something else. It can actually help with one of the biggest ecological challenges facing our planet, global warming. To understand how soil can do this, I visited UC Irvine's Arboretum. That's where I met Stephen Allison, a professor of Earth System Science.
And if you look deeper down, then we start to see different structure to the soil. The surface of the soil, we find more organic material, so we've got these decaying or decomposing pieces of organic matter, and as they break down this dead plant material, it adds carbon to the soil as it decomposes.
It works like this. During photosynthesis, plants draw carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, out of the air. The carbon helps the plant grow and bloom, and if the natural cycle continues, the plant will die and decay and become part of the soil. That carbon will also go into the soil, and if it's undisturbed, the soil can store it for hundreds, even thousands of years. More carbon in the ground means less carbon dioxide in our atmosphere.
The soils down here maybe have carbon that's 100 to 200 years old.
But when we till or plow the soil, all that carbon is released back into the atmosphere, where it contributes to global warming.
So a way that we can prevent runaway climate change is to store more of that carbon in the soil. Smarter soil management should be a priority, I think, in that because of the multiple benefits that it can have for society and farmers and climate advocates. That should be the goal, I think, in farming. And now that we have this knowledge, I think that that's potentially the future of farming in our country and more broadly in the world.
So why do we still farm the way we do? Because industrial farming feeds billions of people across the globe cheaply.
The problem with food being cheap is that it comes at the expense of something. And in this case, it's come at the expense of the soil. And if you look at soil as sort of a bank, in order to create cheap food, we've depleted that bank.
But John isn't blaming conventional farmers. He says they're fulfilling market demand.
It's really important not to put the responsibility on conventional farmers because they are responding to the consumer's desire to pay $2 for a dozen eggs.
He says consumers, not farmers, can be the best agents of change.
If we want food grown in a healthy way that also sort of takes into consideration the needs of an ecosystem, we have to be willing to pay a little bit more for food. There's no getting around that.
Produce from Apricot Lane Farms is more expensive, and John realizes not everyone can afford a $3 avocado. Still, demand for their produce is high, and every season they sell out.
We're starting to realize the connection between ecosystems and farms. And it has to be cared for in ways beyond just the label of organic.
This kind of farming isn't easy. There's endless work for the crew and plenty of problems to solve. But John and Molly are in it for the long haul, creating a farm that will flourish for themselves and the next generation that's already here. I'm Val Zavala for SoCal Connected.